I'd like to talk a little bit from a product standpoint, if we can, about unified communications, right?
Yeah, it's another buzzword.
Exactly. CX, unified communications.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I feel like unified communication is just one of those terms. You ask 10 different people what unified communications is, you get 10 different answers.
Probably 11 different answers.
Probably. So what does unified communications mean to you? And like, in your opinion, what are like the companies that are going to win out in this space? Like, what are those defining characteristics?
And that's a loaded question.
Yeah, it's a topic that I'm super passionate about. So I'd love to get your perspective on it.
That's a doozy for sure. Yeah. So going back to the 11 different answers from 10 different people. I'm probably going to spin my answer into 2 different answers, I'm sure. But I think that at its very, very brass tacks standpoint, I think that it's a place for everything, right? I know that that's a really easy, like, kind of like a BS answer, but at the end of the day, that's really what it is, right? It's a collection point, right? It's what I guess, UCAAS, right? UCAS, UC, however you want to call it. Is really just the maturation of hosted VoIP, right? That's what we're talking about here.
It's the evolution.
Right? It's the evolution of a product that was already, I'm not gonna say revolutionary, but already something that changed the marketplace in a very huge way. So, what we're seeing a proven technology, which is just, cloud-based phone system, right? Or cloud-based phones, maturing in the market. Right. And it becoming more of just, not just the phone on your desk, going back to the soft phone and a lot of the web RTC functions you were mentioning before. We're talking about a place for everything. So what unified communications has become is that simply, instead of all of these companies having to invent their own processes and invent their own wheels, due to technology and, do that evolution has allowed for all these APIs, right, to be hooked into all of these different channels and different, modes of communication, right? Whether that be mobile, which I know is a huge focus going forward, from an SMS and MNS standpoint. It can be in chat functions like Microsoft Teams, Slack, stuff. Stuff
the
like
internal
that.
chat aspects.
You got it. Bringing it all into one place, right? That's what UC is.
Yes.
Right. That's what people want to talk about. But going back to, kind of UC being just evolved version of VoIP, right? I think that there's going to be an evolution of UC. And I think that there's a lot of companies that throw around the buzzword kind of lightly because that's all they're really providing. They're providing a sandbox with all the toys.
Correct.
Right? Which is huge. And by no means am I discounting that.
Right. Those are the table stakes, basically. You want to sit at the table, integrate all your chat channels.
You got it, right? But I think what we're going to see is an evolution on that side, but also a separation by a lot of different companies. And we're already starting to see it where things are becoming more data-driven, right?
Absolutely.
And people want to know about the analytics. More importantly, the customers want to know. And if you're able to derive and bring that information down and provide that information to a customer in a meaningful and almost reportable, right? Standpoint, something that's tangible, they can touch, feel, and hold. It's allowing for a much deeper connection to our partners' customers, or for our partners to their customers, with those analytics and with the big data. And I think that's where we're going to see the business move. I think it's a direction that Net2Phone's obviously moving and 100%. Has already pivoted to. But more and more adoption, right? Across the board, I think the adoption rate in the United States is sub 35% for UC, right? But I think as we're able to deliver more and more of this, it becomes more about a conversation of, hey, here's all your toys in one place, or here's a fancier phone on your desk, to look at all the information you're missing out on.
Correct.
Look at the lost revenue that you could capture just by having this information at your fingertips. And in order to have the information at your fingertips, you have to partner with the right carrier or the right provider that can easily provide you that information all in one place.